Wild card Wednesday night. Hello, my friends. Welcome to Clobberin Times Wild Card Wednesday nighty. The night where I go wild because it's Wednesday. Get it? W's are involved. So, yeah. And of course, not only that, we're now just getting started on Jack Kirby month. Obviously, tonight will be a wild card, anything goes talk, but it's Jack Kirby month, and we'll talk about a little bit of that too. Nothing to be sorry about. Opinions there, Phantom Outsider. How many times I have to tell you? That's why I put the poll up. If I didn't want, the answer, as Avon would says, as Avon said, if you didn't want the answer, you shouldn't have asked the question. So I want the answer, dude. I'm glad you put it up. Doesn't matter what you like better. That's what the poll is for, brother. So, show notes. Sorry, everyone. Just got off of the comic book, the newly returned comic book roundtable on Loki's channel. It is back, and now on Wednesday nights. And just got done with that with Loki and the lovely Eris, my dear friends, and had a wonderful time doing our like we did in the old days, the comic book roundtable. Now it's on Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Central. So just got done doing that. It was great fun. But now we're here to do my little show here. And, so I didn't get to eat much, so I'm cheating while we're doing this. I'm eating part of an ice cream sandwich. So my apologies. But I needed something. So, hail to the king, baby. And let's do some show notes. And then we'll say some hellos. Let's see. Tomorrow night, the clubhouse is open, as always, by wondrous first officer, the lovely and extraordinarily talented R.M. Briggs joins me, as does our great buddy Monica D with the chief engineer, to geek out. We'll probably review the last episode of the Orville, and we'll talk about all kind of stuff like we always do in the clubhouse. And yet it'll still be Jack Kirby month, because we'll mention some of that as well. Then Friday morning, I will be on Loki's channel very, very early, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, to review the final episode of the Orville. New Horizons, Season 3, that is. Of course, that's Season 3. And then Friday night, I'll be on with our great friend Nick Weiser on his great channel, which we are the next 3 weeks. And then, last week we started over, and for the next 2 weeks, we will continue reviewing The Man Called Nova, the 1970s Bronze Age Richard Rider Nova series. We review 4 issues a week, although we'll actually review 5 this week and then 4 the next week, because we're doing the whole project is to do 1 through 13 or something like that. Plus, there's a Spider-Man crossover in there. So that was a lot of fun with Nick and D-Bud and Ironcaster and Pablo and the gang, and that whole great gang. And I'm looking forward to that. The Friday night, that'll be, I believe, 8:30 Central. Start a little bit earlier. And let's see, of course, obviously after that, there will be Star Trek, as in Saturday night, Star Trek. The 735 Club convenes to review 4 more episodes of the early Season 1 Star Trek Deep Space Nine. Looking forward to that. It is, of course, same Trek time, same Clubby channel. 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. And as I've said, all month long, it is Jack Kirby month, as it is always for Clobberin Time, Splash Clobberin Times. And let me say some hellos to my wonderful friends who are here with us. Gwagnar popped in first. Hello there, Gwagnar. Good to see you there, buddy. I know you were over there at the round table. I'm glad to see you. Phantom Outsider, brother. Good to see you, buddy. Always a pleasure, brother. The great J-Man, brother. Okay, yeah, J-Man and I, of course, had a lot of fun. Monday night, we reviewed Batman 321. That was fun. We got, once Jack Kirby month is over, we're going to do another just surprise DC team-up book. And but before that, who knows? Maybe I'll find a Jack Kirby comic that he can review with me. We'll see about that. We'll see if we can come up with one. And I'll throw that out to you, J-Man, once I can figure one out. The great Chris Persia. Thanks for all you do, Chris Persia. You're too kind, buddy. Thank you so much. It's good to see you, man. And the great Eric K as well. Eric, hope you're feeling better, bro. Hope you're doing well. And it's good to see you, my friend, the great Bronze Wrencher. Let's see here. Dave Bud Martin, the man of ironness. Good to see you there, brother. Hey there, Decepticon. All right, man. Yeah, J-Man, look, it's a tragedy. He's right. I am distraught. Look, that's why I'm gonna have to eat another piece of this ice cream sandwich that's melting in front of me right now. I'm just in honor of the Batgirl movie being shelved, finished and shelved. He's right. I'm torn to pieces over this. I don't know if I can cope, to be honest with you. So here we go. I have now scoffed the remainder of the ice cream sandwich. Pardon me. It's very good, though. If you like that sort of thing. I don't know how I'm going to, I really, quite frankly, I don't know how I'm going to get through life, J-Man. It's going to be a tough struggle. I hope you guys can help me through it. Badass buddy. Good to see you there, brother. Brian Hepburn, welcome. Hello, hello, hello. Maddie's daddy, Steve Mitchum. What's up, bro? Hey, Steve, are you doing any better, brother? You feeling better? I hope so, man. And I hope Maddie as well. Let's see there. I think I got everybody so far. So, yeah. The Batgirl project, for those who are not aware, they cast this with really crappy casting. Like this Batgirl film, I guess they cast it last year or whatever. And they filmed it. And they produced it and made it and put Michael Keaton in it, I guess, and all that other stuff. And then they test screened it. They test screened it. And I'm not gonna go, everyone's covered the story. You don't need to hear it from me. You all know about it. But suffice to say, this is a movie that's finished, by the way, folks. It's finished. It's been made. She's Barbara Gordon in that terrible is that the Stephanie Brown costume or something? It's awful. They look like poo-poo. And apparently, what's his face, Zaslav, whoever that dude is, thought it looked like poo-poo as well. And he's shelving it. I mean, he's going to not release. I think it's one thing to stop even halting production on a film, or in mid-production. I've heard of that. I guess maybe. Other than a certain Jerry Lewis movie, I've never heard. I'm not saying never. I'm sure it's happened. I'm just not recalling it. But a film getting put on the shelf that's been made because they would lose more money. I mean, they lost enough already, but they put like 70 to something or more million bucks on this thing that they spent on it. And the movie's done. And they're not even going to put it on their stupid streaming service, HBO Max. Does that mean it'll never come out? I don't know about all that. I'm not sure I believe it'll never come out. And Chris Berger says, though a certain hobbit, I hear Clobby is going to do just fine with them shelving the Batgirl movie because he found out they were going to make a year one Robin movie starring Will Wheaton. Well, who wouldn't watch that besides me not watching it? Monkey Jeebus. Yeah, Corman Fantastic Four, but that's different though, Monkey, because they never intended to release that movie. The Corman Fantastic Four film was a front and a put up job. It was a criminal endeavor, pretty much in a sense. Then that movie was not intended to be released. Now the actors didn't know that, but Batgirl was intended to be released. They've been planned it forever. Even though Joss Whedon was on the project at one point many years ago, and then they just dropped. So it's totally different for that Fantastic Four film. Yeah, The Day the Clown Cried will never. I mean, I think some people have seen it. So, who cares about this Batgirl movie? Not me. I was never going to watch it. But it is pretty funny. Now, I think I kind of agree with what I've seen a couple of people say is, you know what? I never wanted to watch that. Now I almost want to watch it. I want to see a movie that's so bad that friggin', of all people, DC and Warner, I know there are different people running things now. The fact that they won't even show it on their streaming, that's a movie I want to see now. Maybe this could be a brilliant move by what's his face. Maybe he plays around for years, says I'm never showing this movie, and then a year from now decides to put it out because now I want to see it. I want to know how bad this thing is. Again, I'm kidding. I don't really care about it, but I've seen a few people. I saw there was a couple of people that are just, normal, like political commentators talking about it. Said, I didn't want to see this. Now I almost want to see it. How bad can this be? Hey there, J.D. Lewis. Good to see you there, buddy. I'd almost watch the damn thing now. And I do hope he junks the Flash movie. They might junk the Flash movie, too. Who knows? But everyone and their mother's talking about this stupid thing, so to hell with it. The Orville final season finale is on tonight. I don't even really count down anymore. Yeah, exactly, Sean. Exactly. That stupid JLA, that Justice League TV pilot. Whew, wow. That's on YouTube, of course. And, I've never... To this, I don't think I've ever been able to sit through all of it. There's a movie that's not supposed to be seen until 2099. Huh. Did they make a Spider-Man 2099 movie? I'm just kidding. Really? Okay. Are you referring to Batgirl? You mean there's another one out there? Are you saying there's a film you know of that's not supposed to be seen until then, Monkey Jeebus? Good to see you, Monkey Jeebus, by the way. Realistically, Clobby, says Chris Persia, they must have heard people talking. Why did they make the new 52 Antifa Batgirl movie, then race swapped Barbara? Makes no sense. You got me, partner. Brian Hepburn says, it may end up like the New Mutants movie where it comes out in a few years and they use the hype to get people to watch it out of curiosity. And that didn't work for New Mutants, but Batgirl is a little bit more high profile. Okay. Okay, so some weird art movie. Weird. As if anybody at that point would be watching movies in 2099. As if there'd be a human race in 2099 at this point. I don't even know about that. I don't know. I just don't know if there will be one. I hope there is. I'm just saying. Just saying, folks. So, wow. Just wow. It is Jack Kirby month again, and I cannot. I'm going to come up with a bunch of good topics, I promise everybody. But Sean says, we'll see. The Adrian Pelican Wonder Woman pilot springs to mind. I did sit through that, unaired, but circulates among Greek circles, and that was terrible, by the way. 100 years film. It's 2115. Pat S. says, how glad are you that the Orville is almost over? Now you can sleep. Oh, my goodness, yes, I can't. But you know what? If I wasn't so horribly disappointed by this season, I wouldn't mind missing the sleep to get up, to get up and review it with Loki on Friday mornings, because my sleep schedule is very screwed up, by the way. Although the past 2 days I've actually had stuff to do in the daytime, which I hadn't for a while, and so I've gotten no sleep the past couple of days because I've been up all day doing stuff. I had doing some work and different things outside of this. So normally though, it's pretty screwed up. And if I were really enjoying this season as I thought I would, by the way, Pat, I wouldn't care. I'd be so happy. And I'm just so disappointed by the Orville right now. We'll see if the last episode's any good. I mean, I'm kind of worried on that one. Woo. I saw a trailer that made me go, what in the holy? I don't know. We'll see. It might be fantastic. And there are people who are still enjoying it. Yeah, exactly, Chris. Is it 2099 when Commandy comes? Yeah, it's a little bit past 2099, but yeah, I understand where you're coming from. In the year 2525, they won't be watching movies and they won't be alive. All right, so let's see what I know it's early and we probably haven't had a lot of voters yet, but let me take a look at our my poll that I got going on here. I got to refresh, y'all. Open, and we'll see how we are doing on the poll. I got to think of some new questions for the poll, and then I got to pay attention to my polls better because I always forget them. Sorry, folks. Takes a second to refresh this bitch. All right. Well, I've got 18 votes so far. Okay, that's okay. 18 votes. The question, of course, is what is your favorite of these Jack Kirby team comics? Coming in at first place with 56% is the Fantastic Four. Yay, FF. That would be my vote. I don't get a vote, by the way, but that would be mine. At 28% in second place is the X-Men, and he only really created the original X-Men. And I'm so shocked that the Avengers only have 11%. And so they put them in third place. The Challengers of the Unknown, I just threw that up there. And 6%, it's got something. Somebody voted for it. So that's pretty good. Challengers being far less known. The only other, because if you think about it, how many other team books did he create? Let's see. New Gods, could you really call New Gods a team book? I thought about it, but I don't think it's necessarily a team book. Eternals is a team book of sorts. And Forever People, sort of, but he really didn't have a lot of, he created the most, arguably three of the most important team books of them all. But the Inhumans would be one, but he never did them as a series. He did some backup stuff here and there, but it's still I could have put the Inhumans. I probably should have, but they're not. Tomorrow People. No, did I say Forever People? I thought I said Forever People. Tomorrow People is a British TV show. I may have said Tomorrow People. I am, yeah. But Inhumans kind of counts as well. I just wanted to throw I should have probably put them in there. But what can you do? I do these things at the last second. I threw it up there, so whatever. And FF all the way. Baby, way to go, FF. We have some FF, partisans here tonight, I guess. What can you do? Yeah, he created Herbie. Well, he didn't know that Herbie was going to be used. I guess he did, but it was going to be supplant the Human Torch on that stupid cartoon. Frightful Four. Is that your favorite? Frightful Four is your favorite? Okay. What about Brotherhood of Evil Mutants or the Masters of Evil? Phantom. Jack. Yeah, what are you gonna do? But yeah, the Frightful Four are fantastic for sure. Oh, JD, I have a lot of love for the Howling Commandos. I don't necessarily consider them a superhero team, so I didn't really think about them, to be honest. But no, I love the Howling Commandos. I don't know. Gwagnar, Nick Fury and Howling Commandos or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., do they count as team books? I guess maybe. I wouldn't have a problem if you considered them team books or not. I mean, I don't know if they're, but I was thinking about titles that have, something like the Fantastic Four or the Avengers, and such on the cover. Now, when the Inhumans finally had their own title, Kirby wasn't doing it. He did create the group, so they are a Kirby creation, of course. And I do love the Inhumans. Now, again, my vote or my order as follows would have been, obviously, the Fantastic Four, then the Avengers, and then the X-Men, the original X-Men, of course. And actually, then the Inhumans, then the X-Men. But the X-Men was an actual title. By the time the Inhumans, I know they were in Amazing Adventures later. By the time they had their own title, there were other people doing that comic. I guess that's why I didn't. But I could have put them on there. I love them. So if Inhumans is your number one, we'll consider it a write-in. What's that, Lynn Rod? What's up, sir? Welcome to Clobberin Times and Jack Kirby Month. Steve says, I'm 20% better, Clobby, and thanks. Maddie is 110. Well, that's great. That's 110%. Steve, they said, Steve has a 50-50 chance of getting better, but there's only a 10% chance of that. Now, what movie is that from, Steve-O, as if you didn't know? In fact, it's a movie that Nicholas talked about last night on Toxic Tuesday. The doctors say there's a 50-50 chance of survival. But there's only a 10% chance of that. I need to watch that again. Oh dear. So Jack, yeah. I'm trying to think here. Yeah, Naked Gun indeed, Limrod. Excellent. Yeah. So, Phantom Outsider, who is your favorite member of the Inhumans? Maybe I'll do that poll, but you only get 4 options on the damn poll. Wagner says, hang on a second. Wagner says, I was picking up some comics today and noticed there was a complete Kirby War and Romance omnibus that I had never seen before. I assume you own them. I don't own them. They're I can't afford such things, Wagner. I would if I could. Omnibuses are very expensive. I would have, they're all kind of Kirby books I'd love to have that I don't. But those are fantastic, though. I've seen those, seen some pictures of them. Yep. Triton and Black Bolt. I love Black Bolt. Just don't get into a shouting match with him and you're fine. JT Kirk, what's up, brother? I think but Phantom Outsider, the real question is, who do you like better out of the Dingbats of Danger Street or Captain Victory and his Galactic Rangers? Or Devil Dinosaur? Oh, dear. Let me see something here. I think Let me that's my vamping music. I gotta find I should have meant to do this. I should have done this before the dang show, but I always forget. I have new books on the way from tomorrow's. Let's see here. What did I order? Ah, yes, the new issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. since it is Kirby month. I know I go on about this mag, but I just dearly love it. Jack Kirby Collector number 83. Here we go. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Devil Dino was only one of the three I actually read all the way. Let's see. Although I do have one or two Cap Victory books. Yeah, from Topps. Well, it was Pacific Comics first. I remember when Pacific Comics did Captain Victory. I had to have that. The Boy Commandos, Newsboy Legion, Gwagnar, sure, they count. Absolutely. Decepticon said, loved when Godzilla fought Devil Dinosaur. The scaling was way off, but I'm not. Yeah, the scaling was a bit off now, wasn't it? They made Devil Dinosaur a little bit big, eh? That is for sure, but that was fun. Herb Trimpe was really trying to channel his inner Kirby on that one. So I got the latest issue. It's in the mail, but of course I love Tomorrow's publications. You get the digital copy for free if you order mags from them. And so I got this one on the way, the physical copy of this on the way. So I've got the digital of it. This is again the Jack Kirby Collector. It's only number 83, and yet the mag started in 1990. I want to say 95 or 6. I've been buying it ever since. I have every issue, and even when it was just a little black and white pamphlet type thing. And so it doesn't come out as often, as it doesn't need to come out that often. It's quarterly at this point, I believe. But it is the latest issue is what's that? Up. Let me see what the focus is on this issue of the Jack Kirby Collector. Famous first, that's right. Kirby, believe it or don't. So, and again, I'm not, obviously, I think I'm just, in case they ever see this, I want them to know I'm just showing bits and pieces of their mag here and there to show everybody how great it is. It's not like I'm stealing from them or anything. I'm promoting their mags. And so just put some of the fun stuff in the new issue. Kirby, believe it or don't, the King's earliest work. Jack's first published art was in the BBR Reporter, 1930, a mag that ran 1933 through 36, the newsletter of his boys club, the Boys Brotherhood Republic. His first professional job was an in-betweener of Popeye cartoons. In other words, he worked on Popeye animation for the Max Fleischer Animation Studio until Fleischer moved his shop to Florida. Kirby's mom wouldn't let young Jackie relocate because there were naked women down there. That's a quote. So that's in quotes there. In the news. Here it is, though. Look, by an artist named Teddy. This is it right here. This is Kirby's first published work. You're seeing it here, folks. I love fighting American, but yeah. Andy Masterson. What is up, my brother? First comic book I ever bought, Cap 204, was written on drum. Yeah, that was when Kirby was had just gone back to he'd been back for a while at Marvel, and he was handling the writing and everything. He was handling the writing and pencils on Captain America. I love that run, the crazy run, but I loved it. And of course, Mike Boyer doing the inks. Good to see you there, man. So yes, you're looking at it right here, folks. The very first thing Jack Kirby ever had published, and under the name Teddy as a youngin'. And he was maybe like 16 or 17. Monkey Jeebus says, I got to save up and get the Mezco Conan for 300. Woo, that must be nice. So there you go. Jack's first work. in the news. And then the local newspaper syndicate in 1936 to use different styles and pseudonyms on editorial and advice cartoons, such as Your Health Comes First, the strip Socko the Sea Dog from 1936 to 1939, signed Teddy, was his first published continuity arc. His Popeye experience likely helped him land the job on Socko, a knockoff E.C. Segar's spinach-eating sailor, a knockoff of on Socko. It was kind of a knockoff of Popeye, basically. So, wow. Now you know. John Morrow does a sensational job on this mag. It's quarterly. The British tabloid Wags, number 64, March 20th, 1938, featured The Count of Monte Cristo, the first full-page comic book story by Kirby. It later ran in Jumbo Comics number 1 in 1938, making it the first Kirby art published in a U.S. comic book. Right here, The Count of Monte Cristo, as you can see that. I don't know how well you could see that. But that is a little bit of history right there on the King. So, how humble those humble beginnings. This was before he was even Jack Kirby. This was before he had the name Jack Kirby. He was Jakob Kurtzberg, and he was using pseudonyms. Oh, my goodness. Let's see what else we got. What's in a name? Oops. Let's see here. Jakob Kurtzberg's first issue of the name Kirby, first use of the name Kirby, was his Lone Rider strip in 1939, signed Lance Kirby. Jack Kirby didn't appear in print until Red Raven number 1 in 1940 on the Comet Pierce strip. By the way, I've read all this stuff many times, but I don't know how many people know any of this stuff. So I like talking about it. Ezra Goldstein, what's up, buddy? Good to see you. Cardinal Sin, thank you so much for the $10 super sticker. You were too kind, my friend. It's good to see you here, buddy. Welcome to Jack Kirby Month on Clobberin Times, bro. Good to see you. On another one. Oh, my goodness. Well, you're too kind, Cardinal Sin. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you, man. Good to see you. It's just a kind of a hanging out here. Just like a wild card Wednesday night. Just open talk, kind of geeking around. Let's see here. Crash Comics number 1, May 1940, had Jack Kirby on the art for Solar Legion, but it was removed before publication. Jack legally changed his name in June 1942. The Blue Beetle strip from 1940 was Jack's first superhero art, ghosting for Charles Nichols, by the way. So Kirby even drew the first Golden Age Blue Beetle. A guy named Joe. Future partner Joe Simon's first published comic art was the cover of Silver Street Comics number 2, January 1940, tying with the Fiery Mask in the Daring Mystery Comics number 1. It's hard to see this. First aunt drawn for comics. Okay, that's some Kirby stuff, some Simon stuff else. But here you go. Simon and Kirby's beginnings. The first. I have a big reprint of some of these first stuff from this Blue Bolt stuff here. Let's see here. Simon and Kirby's beginnings. The first Simon and Kirby collaboration, Joe Simon, folks, his co-creator with Captain America, was Blue Bolt number 2. 1940, after Joe's solo work on #1 Sandman in the Sandman in Adventure Comics 72, 1942 was the first Simon and Kirby DC work, and 73 had their first ever cover credit. Co-stars and comic strips. Simon and Kirby's breakout hit Captain America, #1, March 1941, was actually the fourth patriotic superhero in comics, tying with USA in Feature Comics #42. The first three were The Shield in PEP #1, Uncle Sam in National Comics #1, and Minuteman in Master Comics #1. Cap #3 was Stan Lee's first published comics work, a text page, and #5 was his first comic script for the headline Hunter feature. So just a little bit of background on Jack, folks. Thank you again so much, Cardinalson. Yeah, Steve. Steve might be rewound. You might need to fast forward a little bit on your stream because you seem to. I think you're answering some stuff that I've already acknowledged. So you probably haven't heard me see it yet. So sometimes this happens to me, like when I turn streams on and I'm watching them and I don't pay attention, or if I go to something other screen or something, whatever reason, I'll be at a different spot. I won't be completely up to speed. So yeah. JT Kirk says, did Jack Kirby do a lot of artwork comics for the war effort in the early 40s? A little bit, but he was fighting the war. JT Kirk, he was actually over there, so he did a lot of art for for basically for his superiors about, in terms of drawing things for their, battle scenes, things like, our battle plans and different things like that. They found out, a lot of guys found out, hey, this is the guy that created Captain America. He's fighting with us. So I tell you what, no problem, buddy. Everybody gets the lace. Thank you, Matty Zaddy. I'll tell you, Dad, man, good to see you, man. So JT Kirk, I don't know if you've heard me mention this before, but there is a documentary on Amazon, which is fantastic. I think it's still on Amazon. Was a couple years ago. It's called Kirby at War, and it talks about Jack Kirby. Jack Kirby was a war hero. He was a combat war veteran. It talks about Jack Kirby's war experiences and how it shaped his comic book art later, and it's terrific. I could not recommend it more. I love it. I know I always say I don't recommend stuff, then I go ahead and recommend stuff, but what the hell? It's a, if you want to, it's a fascinating documentary, whether you know anything about Kirby or not. But even if, obviously, it's a must for Kirby fans. But I would recommend it for anyone, really. It's sensational. So if you get a chance to see that, by all means, I'd say give it a. Oh, thank you, Mark D with a C. What's up, Mark D with a CC? Good to see you, dude. Oh, cool, JT. Like I said, you got to see that thing. It's incredible. And let's see what else we got here. Little more Kirby info. Monsters jumping out at you. The first zombies in comics were in All Winners Comics #1, summer 1941, and the first werewolf was in The Vision story in Marvel Mystery Comics #15, January 1941. A story that also has the first violation of a panel border by a figure in motion shown above. Yeah. Nice attention to detail, Kirby collector. You guys rock, man. Let's see. Oh, cool stuff there. Oh, wow. I love Fighting American, by the way. I wish I'd have been able to. That's the only reason I would like to have been able to go to San Diego to go to that Kirby tribute panel. You ever see that? You see this Alex Ross reproduction of Fantastic Four #1 cover. I have that framed, but the frame got messed up. Joe's Atmosphere, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Deception says, love the story on how Kirby and Simon changed Cap's shield because it looked like the Shield's costume. Yep. No lawsuits. They just all met and hashed it out. Yes, sir. And I'm glad they changed that shield anyway. I like that shield, but it's cool that he made one where made the frisbee where he could throw it. It became such a great, because it was not easy to throw the other one. Let's see what else. Anything. Again, I got this issue coming physically, but of course I got I always order the physical copies naturally, but I love the love having the digital as well. This is weird. Kirby's cover with Romita inks rework Spidey. Now, inks and Spidey rework. This is John Romita inking Kirby is a weird thing to me. I wish Hungry Boy was here to talk about to comment on this, but man, look at this, dude. You see almost no Kirby on that, other than his name, except for Conan maybe a little bit. But man, this was very. Jack must have done a very basic. Very basic layout, and then Romita come along and just completely put his own spin on it. Let's put it like that. But still, it's a nice piece, though. Pretty nice stuff. Let's see here. Sorry, everyone. I have to. All right. What am I doing? Sorry, everyone. I'm having a bit of a technical kerfluffle there. Let's see if there's anything else in this issue. Well, of course there is, but I don't want to show the whole thing. I always love this. Always love this Kirby piece right here. Dave Stevens inked this. Incredible. I always love this one right here of Captain America. It's Howard, yep. Kirby doing Howard. So there you go. Oh my goodness. So anyway, that's some pretty cool Kirby goodness there. A lot of Alex Ross in this issue. Look at that shirt he's got. I want that damn shirt. Kirby, believe it or don't. There's a tie for the first Marvel superhero crossover. Fantastic Four #12 and Amazing Spider-Man #1. both March 1963 and both by Kirby. The first Comic-Con was the New York Comics Convention, summer 1964, with Kirby and approximately 50 fans attending. Oh my goodness. Steve Ditko also attended this event. That's rare. This event organized by Bernie Bubnus, I think it was, Ron Friedkin, and Lynn Wein. Bubnus coined the term Comic Con. It says Bubnus. There's some info. Decepticon, as it is coming out right now, as saying that he still loves the Howard the Duck movie and he is not sorry. Well, you know what? Stand by it, brother. It's especially with all the water under the bridge after it. It's kind of fun. It's stupid. It's got a lot of dumb shite in it, but good Lord, its heart was in the right place. I'm not sure that they needed to do it with that little crazy costume, that outfit. But yeah, hey, what do I know? But you know what? I haven't watched it in a while, but I don't really hate. I never hated it. At first I thought I think it's silly, but I never hated it. So there you go. The first media report on the Marvel Comics phenomenon was in Village Voice, April 1 in 1965. Jack Kirby was the first creator to move to the West Coast, 1969, and still work for East Coast publishers. The first full San Diego Comic-Con was held August 1st through 3rd, 1970. Kirby was the guest of honor. He was a regular guest at every event until his death, only missing 1 year due to health issues. In 2001: A Space Odyssey number 8, 1977, the robot Mr. Machine, later renamed Machine Man, was originally classified as X-50, not X-51, as it saw print. Coincidentally, the first Iron Man story in Tales of Suspense 39 had a job number of X-51. A Clark Bar and Milk Duds superhero sweepstake contest ran in 1978. Marvel Comics, including Kirby's Machine Man and Devil Dinosaur. The winner was to be drawn as a character in their favorite Marvel comics. Since Kirby's contract ended in April 1978, if either of those titles were their favorite, they'd have been out of luck. Because Kirby was gone. Let's hope that wasn't their favorite. These are fun. I like these Kirby Believe It or Don'ts. See if we have any more Kirby Believe It or Don'ts. I like those. And again, there's some original art for you. Note all you can't see them very well here, but note all the words on and outside of the margins. If you can see right here, the words outside of the margins on these Kirby original art pages. I wonder why that was, folks. It's almost like he wrote it or something. I always love this article in the Kirby Collector, by the way. Kirby Obscura. This is all a really fun bit of that comic. This mag, but let's see here. No whistling on the picking. Oh my God. No whistling. Cut it out. Challenge of the Silver Smurfer. Man, I have one of the big reprint books of this, Sky Masters of the Space Force. Kirby inked by Wallace Wood. That's extraordinary. The great Mark D with the C's here. What's up, Duderishness?
Hey, doing great.
Thanks for popping in, man.
Thank you for having me. Yeah, was playing some Fortnite with Dadman earlier. Had some fun.
I noticed this. How'd that go?
Yeah, it was good. Yeah, we did a lot of missions. Dad Man keeps asking you to do the update so you can play with us.
Oh man, I promise one of these days,
One
Dad,
day.
man, I never really think about it that much. And every time I do go, okay, I'll do it. I try to, I put it on, and it takes like it says this is going to be 5 days to do this update.
Yeah. But yep, going good. Yeah, that 2001, the Kirby, that's one of those on the I should buy list.
Oh
I
yeah,
think I might have one of
I have
those
the
issues.
Treasury on that. I love it.
Yeah, it's amazing. Especially, Jack Kirby is made for space machines and things like that, right? So what's not to love about that?
I really love these things when they do the Kirby Believe It or Don't. Let's see. Kirby's many genres, funny business. Jack's first funny animal work was on Rover the Rascal in Punch and Judy Comics, Volume 2, Number 9, 1947, followed by Lockjaw the Alligator. He later created a character called Lockjaw. And Earl the Rich Rabbit. Straitjacketed superhero Fighting American quickly turned satirical with its second issue. Well, Fighting American was satirical. In 54, no doubt due to Mad's runaway success, Mad Magazine. And Simon and Kirby even produced a humor story for Charlton's From Here to Insanity in 11 of them. 6, okay. Oh, yeah. Love Actually. Oh, God, he did romance comics, too, but I still love him.
Well, even
the horror.
Well, I'm sure even if he did that, it was still good, right? Yep.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Of courseness.
Yep.
But I love this mag. I gotta stop. I'm not trying to steal their thunder by showing it all. Just but I show bits and pieces, Give them a little advertising.
Everyone should go buy it. Yep, and you can get the digital copy too, right?
Yeah, they get the digital for free when you buy it. So that's cool.
Yeah.
Like I say, now one thing I miss about the Kirby Collector is that they used to be for a while there after they started originally coming out. They started doing them at this like Treasury edition size for a while, and I have them all, of course. So I'm loving that. And then they said they were getting complaints by people. They're too big. I can't put.
Where am I going to put it?
Bags and boards for. Well, just shut the hell up. I love the big ones. John Morrow, dude. Look, you did what you had to do, man. I missed the big Treasury edition versions.
They went back to a different. Weren't you working at a printing shop that was printing that? That was printing that?
Not that. No,
not that one. Okay.
That was George Perez Pace Setter.
Oh, okay.
Fan mag. But I wish.
Look at that.
Yeah. 1979. Wow, look at that there. Editor's note. Thor. Look at Thor spelled with 2 R's.
Yep. Oops.
Thor, the greatest new superhero of all time. He's the greatest new superhero, but it's of all time. Way to hyperbole, Stan.
Yep. You sure that's not Thordis? That's not Thordis?
No, it's not.
Just kidding.
All right, but look at the grammar Stan put it. Thor the Mighty, the greatest new superhero of all time, will appear regularly in Journey into Mystery. Reserve next month's issue at your news dealer now. I don't think they had folders back then, dude.
No, but I wish I had reserved my issue number 2.
I guess they did. They probably did. Some people at the newsstands held them copies and stuff. Hey, Dad, man, you're too kind to do that, sir. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Love learning more about Kirby since I've only heard about the other guys. The other guy. Yeah, I can't remember his name. Stan or Steve or something. Plus, you never know when Beavis or Butthead make an appearance. Yeah. It's like, hey, fire. Shut up, Beavis. Let's see. So, thank you so much for that, Dad, man.
Thanks, Dad, man.
Yeah. Let's see here. Iron Man. Kirby got kind of robbed out of Iron Man. Okay, here you go. This will always be a controversy. Did you know that the Doom Patrol actually barely nudged out predating the X-Men?
Well, there's no similarities between two. I mean, both having leaders that were in wheelchairs and
Yeah, they're nothing alike.
Nothing the same. Nothing alike. Nothing alike. Yeah. And you go through the powers, right? Too. It's
Take it easy, Jay, man. Good to see you there, bro.
take care,
Appreciate
J
you.
man.
But yeah, no, they're nothing alike. You're right. They don't have leader in wheelchairs. They're not. One's called mutants. The others are called freaks.
Yeah.
Both the lead, Cyclops is a guy who have to have his eyes covered all the time. The other one has a bandage on his head.
Yep.
And they've got a giant person in the Doom Patrol. That's where it kind of starts being a little different. But they don't have an ice person in Doom Patrol. But in always like that's one of my favorite silly, as far as silliness goes, superhero names. Negative Man.
Negative Man, right? Yeah.
Yeah. What is the Negative Man? Oh man, guys, I don't know about this. I think we're all gonna get our asses killed here. I don't even think we're gonna. I think we suck. Everything sucks, man, and we're the worst super team. Look how stupid our costumes are. We can't beat no villain. We're a bunch of crap. We're the worst, man. I'm sorry. Negative Man, you're such a downer. I'm Negative Man, What do you want me to do? You get negative vibes, man. I don't know. I think we're going to really screw this up, guys. I think we're probably all going to get killed here. I'm just negative. I don't know. Doom Patrol creator Arnold Drake recalls the team's genesis of the original. But anyway, I can't wait to read this article. It's talking about, because I've talked about it for years, how the similarities, let's say.
It's very similar
between X-Men and Doom Patrol.
Oh, it's so similar. I mean, Stan Lee was accused of stealing the idea. It's something that's nothing new. I mean, talking about that. Because the Doom Patrol was Arnold Drake. Yeah, that created Doom Patrol. So he was convinced Stan did it. So
more negative waves, more yard. Yeah, you guys are a bunch just downer, man. Everything sucks, dude. Our comic sucks. X-Men's way better.
I do think the X-Men is actually better, though.
Well, they are.
Yeah. So
here we go. Kirby, believe it or don't. Leading hero Simon and Kirby's Captain 3D was the first new superhero of the 1950s. Issue number 1 was Steve Ditko's first time inking Kirby. Ditko's Captain Atom in Space Adventures number 33 was the first new superhero of the 1960s, handily beating Kirby's Dr. Doom in Amazing Adventures number 1 and 1961, the first Marvel Age superhero. Say that again. Kirby's Dr. Doom in Amazing Adventures number 1, 1961. Dr. Doom. Just saying. Anyway. Consider Whitewash Jones from Young Allies and Ebony White from the Spirit. I can't talk about that. But Kirby's Black Panther debuting in Fantastic Four number 52 was a touchstone in comics history as the first black superhero. Although, again, like they said, there were black characters before that in comics. Gabe Jones in the Commandos. Of course.
Yep.
Yep.
So how many, is there a number that everyone's placed on how many characters Kirby's created? I mean, must be got a huge
I don't know
number
if anyone's
of
ever
characters.
able to count them all.
I mean, of course, you've also got unpublished stuff too, but just to wonder how many.
I'm not even sure.
So many. I mean, but be in the hundreds easily, right? I mean,
yeah. Oh, hundreds. Yeah, easily.
Maybe
in the
yeah.
Could be in the thousands.
It could be in the thousands, right? Yeah.
Wow, look, some Commandy original art. Let's see. Oh, this is the demon, and right, the demon. Again, look at there's some pencil art there, some original art from Kirby. No matter what that's worth right now. But see, this was at DC. He didn't have to write crap in the margins because he was in control.
He was the writer, yeah.
When you saw the Marvel stuff, it was all messy all around sides and margins because he wrote all kind of stuff in it.
He wrote the script for Stan, yeah.
Yes, and the plot and all that other stuff. Let's see here. Yep. So anyway, I just thought to show a little bit of that, folks. It's Jack Kirby month. I'm going to show the whole thing. There's a lot of art there to show. See if there's anything else really quickly. Kirby Kinetics. It's always a fun article. They always got such fun articles in this thing. Yes.
I love that Odin armor. That old golden armor was so great.
Even Vince Coletta could not ruin Kirby, folks. I know a lot of people don't agree.
He must have taken out some of the background there, right?
Yeah, he probably did. Now, again, he didn't mess with Kirby that much, though. And a lot of people, he's Coletta, okay? But he didn't really ruin Kirby as much. I don't think, anyway. I mean, I've seen a lot of his Thor, because he did ink a lot of Thor.
Yep.
And I don't know. I don't think he I didn't ruin it. I don't believe. I just think it was not his worst, because he kind of left Kirby alone.
Because he knew he'd be in trouble, you think?
Well,
or Jack would have been pretty mad, right? If he,
yeah. Well, also Jack, there wasn't much to do.
Yeah.
So I'm having my computer's slowing up. What is wrong with you? Can you see me? Am I there? Am I still being heard?
We can see you. Yep, you're 5x5.
I'm sorry.
Yep, I got you. Yep.
Okay. Come on, damn it! What the bloody hell is wrong with you? Yeah, this thing is. Oh man, just had it. I guess.
How old is it now? Is it
older than me? No,
5 years old.
It's 5. No, sir, it's about 7.
Well, so I always tell people,
I've had it for 7 years,
because I do a lot of computer consulting. Computer years are like dog years. So if it's a 7-year-old computer, it's like it's about in its 70s or 80s right now. Unfortunately, yep.
Yeah.
The computers don't last as long. Yeah. Problem is they keep, engineers have to change things, so it's the OS that keeps changing all this newfangled stuff, and it just, especially Windows, it keeps piling on itself, and the longer you have the computer, the slower and slower it gets. So yeah, except like my friend who's an artist, he has like 2 programs on it: his Photoshop and his, he's got his 3D software. He puts no games on it, it's like just what he need, an AutoCAD or SolidWorks, just the stuff for work. I'm like, I've never seen a computer boot so fast. And then he's got another one, for all the quote unquote junk or gaming or that kind of stuff. But so yeah. Lenrod has a 12-year-old PC and never had issues. Wow, that's impressive.
Chris Berger, what it was referring to in Amazing Adventures #1, they had a guy named, he was called Dr. Doom. I think middle name was Anthony or something like that. He was a hero, but yeah, that was his name. And he had I don't know how many issues of the comic he was in or anything like that, but that was obviously a little bit before he decided to use the name for a villain.
He reused it, right? Yeah. That's much better. Yeah.
I should have made that clear, but yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, keep the OS on a separate drive. Yep, I always do that. Yep. We're sorry, computer geek talk here. Yeah, that way when you upgrade your computer, all your data is on another hard drive, so you can just install everything and then not have to worry about your data, tanking.
Yes. Here, doctor, I took them from the Excelsior's main computer drive. The more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain.
Right?
Yes. Well done, Scotty. Aye, sir. The more they overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. Here, doctor, souvenirs from one surgeon to another. There we go. Oh, man, there's Hercules. Kirby Hercules, of course. And a lot of people don't really know this, but did you know that Jack Kirby actually did ghost work on some Captain Marvel comics for Fawcett?
Wow.
Yep. In fact, Simon and Kirby did ghost work on the first issue of the regular Captain Marvel series, and they didn't create him or anything, but they did work. They were moonlighting because they were needed from Timely. Oh, thank you, Steve. You took that. They're moonlighting from Timely, and guess who squealed on them? By the way, you know who squealed to Martin Goodman that Simon and Kirby were moonlighting with other companies because they needed money? I bet you never guess who did it.
It couldn't have been Stan Lee. Could it have been?
It couldn't have been that little weasel, 17-year-old, 18-year-old Stan Lee. Could it? Yes, it was. They said Kirby was so mad. There was a story like Kirby wanted to beat the crap out of him. He said he threatened to beat the stuffing out of that little weasel. He was a little office weasel at that point, hanging around with his Martin Goodman, who was not his uncle. He was his something like his sister. His I always forget, but they always say Martin Goodman was not Stan Lee's uncle. He was related to him, or he was the husband of one of his cousins or some kind of crap. I forget it. I always forget what it is. It's all confusing. Wasn't his uncle though, but it was nepotism that he got the job through Martin Goodman.
So what's the age difference in Kirby and Stan Lee? So Kirby
a good bit. Stan was
20,
he was like 17 years old when he started hanging around the Timely offices.
Okay, and Kirby was how old then?
Well, Kirby was born in 1917, and so it was in his early 20s.
Well, a little bit. It's like a little bit older.
Yeah, a few years older. Yes, sirree. Okay, they've got another. Okay, here we go. See if they got a good one here, and then I'll promise I'll leave it alone. Okay, Kirby, believe it or don't. Oops. Latter-day Gods. Galactus debuted in Fantastic Four number 48 in 1966 with a large G on his chest for Galactus or God. Or God, question mark. This was Kirby's first use of cosmic concepts, which would spill over into the Thor comic for a long run, beginning with Thor number 131 in 1966. A 4-book trilogy, the 1970 Fourth World Series, New Gods, Forever People, Mr. Miracle, and Jimmy Olsen was the first comics epic to run through a series of different comics titles, telling one story. Jimmy Olsen 135, January 1971, features the first mention of Darkseid's evil planet Apocalypse in a print, but it's the direct currents text page, not the actual comic story. The cover of Jimmy Olsen 139, July 1971 below, has the first use of the term Fourth World. Through Kirby, though Kirby initially wasn't able to complete his Fourth World saga at DC Comics, the series was canceled in 1972. He later brought thinly disguised versions of the characters of their offspring into the 1981-83 series Captain Victory series for Pacific Comics to continue the story. This led to him being allowed to create an official conclusion of sorts at DC in the 1985 Hunger Dogs graphic novel. Captain Victory was the first direct market comic book. Now, you know what?
So that means you can only buy it at a comic book store, you say?
Direct sales, and I don't think it was.
Yeah.
I may have a bit of a dispute with that. And I bought it, but I don't think it was the first direct market comic. I mean, maybe? I don't know, man. Yeah. Was it that? I thought it was.
Well, one was Micronauts. That was 82.
That was later. That was later.
83.
Dave, what's up, Dave? I don't know if it was his wife's uncle or what, Steve. I can't remember. Mando Merck. Hello there. Good to see you, buddy. But anyway, so yeah, I'm not so sure. It might have been Captain Victory. I could have swore it was either Madame Xanadu #1, or there was a Superboy special. There was actually before that. It was technically considered to be the first. Captain Victory was right up there at the top, close. And again, there were comic shops, but the first direct sales. It might predate it by a little bit, but I'm not 100% sure. It might be right. I'm foggy on it. I remember at the time making a big deal out of one of them that was. So that's neither here nor there. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to go ahead and give him the benefit of the doubt on that.
Well, I was just checking. Yeah, they said oldest U.S. comic book shop was in San Francisco in 1968.
Yeah,
Gary Arlington. So that's the first. Maybe there was another store, but they generally they think that was the first store. So I'm trying to see where the first.
Yeah, but direct sales is different. Direct
Yeah,
market comic. I mean, it was just only available to comic shops and not to newsstand. And I know there was a Superboy one-shot special.
But that went just to the comic shops, right? Yep. Well, the Cabal should be able to answer this, right? Yep.
Mando Merck says, I actually can't stay as much as I wish to. As I'm currently live streaming myself, I just saw you were on and wanted to pop in. Well, I'm good to see you there, my friend, and I hope you have a great stream. And that's very nice of you to pop in while you're doing that.
Yep.
Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're doing
Take
well.
care, Mando. Yep.
Anyway, let's see. DC Comics had Kirby create spot illustrations for many of the major characters he created for the company, particularly his Fourth World creations, to appear in the 26-volume encyclopedic comic Who's Who, 1985 through 1987. Jack was so prolific at DC over the years that he had multiple characters represented in all but the first A and last XYZ alphabetical volumes. That's a lot. That's amazing. Yeah. He was amazing. So there you go.
Nope, no one like him, that's for sure. Yep.
The look, Thundar, folks. Oh man. Oh, is that a Thor page? Look, that's an Avengers 5 page. Look at that.
Nice.
But that's inked already. So it's not. Still. Wow. Thundar, the Barbarian. I love Thundar. Wow.
That only lasted one season, right? Thundar. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah.
Did we get?
So.
I think so. Unfortunately,
I think so. Yeah. Only the one. I got the Blu-ray at least. One day soon, we'll be doing some coverage on it. The challenges of the unknown. Let's see how the poll's doing. I got a little refresh, so give me a second, everybody, and we will check on the poll. It's like I said, I don't get a vote, and I know good and well that Mark here voted for the challengers of the unknown. No question about it. He wouldn't vote for that.
Yeah, you know, I voted for him.
I know who he didn't vote for. I mean, there's no question about it. No. Let's see here. Takes a second for this thing to refresh. Good lordishness. Come on, man. All right. There we go. Okay. Almost. All righty then. Here we go. Finally. All right. Okay. The question was, we got 37 votes. Okay, that's not bad. The question was, what is your favorite of these Jack Kirby team comics? I put challengers for the goof of it. I should have put Inhumans, but then again, he never did like the series with them. He did them in the FF, and then by the time they had their own series, it was not by him. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It's his group. Rob Altus, hey there. Good to see you. Keely Chow, roll tide, buddy. Okay, so it was the Fantastic Four at 57%. And number one, the X-Men. That's a shocking 27%. And the number two spot, surprisingly, I cannot believe it, folks. Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers, all the way down in the third spot at 14%. And at least somebody voted for the challenge, the 4 old challenges of the unknown, with a 3% mark. Unbelievable, folks. What a contest it has been tonight. I am shocked. And I'm sorry that everybody hates this. I can't stop. Oh, my God. I'm sorry.
I'm shocked that the Avengers is number 3.
That's a shock there. Because I think, when you think X-Men, obviously we're talking about the original X-Men that he created.
Yeah, not the new and all different X-Men. Yep.
And people just think X-Men in general. Yeah, he did not create the all new, all different X-Men, of course.
Although there's some of the characters overlapped, obviously, but yep.
Well, yeah, some did. You're right. Gene and Scott are there, and
Yep.
Angel was for a while, and the other ones kept
The
coming back. I mean,
professor. Yep.
without him, there's no all the different. I mean, without him,
Yeah.
there's no X-Men, so of any kind. So, I mean, X people. Sorry.
And I wonder if the Yancey Street gang has been voting tonight. But yeah,
No.
they messed
Yancey
up the
Street
poll
gang.
the other night. They messed up the poll the other night with Ben.
They
right?
did, huh?
Yeah.
They did. Jack Kirby, believe it or don't. Let's see here. Establishing credit. Journey into Mystery number 86, November 1962, was the first full-time story credits. Was the first time full story credits are listed at Marvel.
Wow.
In this case, plot Stan Lee, script Larry Lieber, art Jack Kirby, inks Dick Ayers. Boy, that's some. Well, we know who wrote that credit box. Fantastic Four number 40, July 1965, is the first credit listed as Jack King Kirby.
Nice.
So Stan came up with that, believe it or not. Fantastic Four number 97, 1970. April 1970 contains Mark Evaniers' first pro-published art. Wow, I didn't know he was around that long. No, I guess I did, though. World of Fantasy number 19, August 1959. Features the first Marvel Hulk character. That was the original Hulk. Just a big fur bag thingy. The Iron Hulk, drawn by Joe Sinnott. Let's see here. Where are we? Kirby's story for Rawhide Kid number 17, August 1960, as the first death of an Uncle Ben, long before Spider-Man's origin in Amazing Fantasy number 15 in 1962. It was also the first Stan Lee signed Kirby story. I like the way John words that. The career of King, the career of King Masters. I said, no more cast, Chico. You're not a good risk. Man, I gotta make it. Gotta flip or whatever. Sorry. First Joe Sinnott inks on Kirby, Battle number 69, Doom Under the Deep, April 1960, or Journey into Mystery 58. They called me a witch, May 1960. First Bill Everett inks on Kirby, Strange Tales 73, Gradu, February 1960. First Dick Ayers inks. These are just inkers. Let's see. First Giacoya, first Chick Stone. First Wallace Wood inks, Sky Masters. I knew that one for sure. First Vince Coletta inks on Kirby. Love Romances number 84. Hopefully, and too bad it wasn't the last. Oh my God. So.
Oh, and D. Bud Martin had pointed out, he said Dazzler number 1 he thinks is the first direct sale comic. I know Dazzler number 1 was
so.
1981. So there's one before 81, maybe?
Caps and Victor was before 81, wasn't it? Or it was around the same time. I mean,
well, he's saying it was after, but I don't know. I'm not going to get in between you two comic book
No.
shop
Look,
owners.
I mean, with my memory, I believe D. Bud, but I'm pretty sure that it was. I thought there was stuff before Dazzler. Let me just check something here.
He's saying it was before. He's saying D. Bud saying Dazzler number 1 was before Captain Victory, and then that's when Micronauts and Kazar went, and Moon Knight went direct.
Yeah, that was before that. Yeah.
After Dazzler. Yeah. So Dazzler sold a ton of comics.
All right, Superboy Spectacular was from 1980, and yeah, I think it was this. Let me Here's what I think it might have been, and it may have been Madame Xanadu. This was a direct sales comic right here. But it might be Dazzler. I mean, he's probably right.
Yeah,
it was Dazzler, but I think this was more rare for some reason. The Superboy special.
And that's direct, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it was a direct sales comic.
And what's that? That's actually just Superboy, right?
I wish I had this.
So I'm looking at my comic book program. So I've got Captain Victory.
Although, this wasn't direct sales. It was shown in the shops, the direct sales, but it was a Random House book. Sorry, or
So
it was
went
a
to
regular.
both?
No, there was a regular. They had two. I'll take either one, but they had a Random House version, but they had the regular direct sales edition. Okay, but was it before Dazzler's? The only question. I don't know if it was, but
Well,
I do agree with him that Captain Victory was. Go ahead. What?
Well, sorry, I was going to say Captain Victory cover date number 1, 11/1/81.
You know what? We should look at the Ultimate Authority on this. Let's go to Mike's.
Oh, Mike's, yeah, Mike's, right?
Yeah, we'll
so
do
11/1/81, and then Dazzler. Let's see, when was Dazzler?
We're gonna consult the great Mike's.
So I'm gonna check my. I'm sure D-Bud's right.
I mean, look, D-Bud knows what he's talking about. Ain't no question about that. We're both in the business at that point. Okay, let's see. 1980 December, but that's cover date, right? Is he talking cover date?
Well, I'm looking at cover date, so of course that's also when it's sold is obviously different too. So when it hit the newsstand, but
all right, let's see here.
So 11/1/81. So let's check
Dazzler
out Dazzler.
number 1 was released December 2nd, 1980. That's the on sale date. The cover date was March 91, but it was released. I remember that. I think I bought this. Don't ask me why.
So I'm seeing the cover date is 3/1/81 for Dazzler on my software.
Oh yeah,
the comic base. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's that's the cover date.
That's the cover date. Yeah.
The on sale date was December 2nd.
December 2nd. Okay, yeah. 1980.
Remember, they're always dated ahead.
Yeah.
So let me find Captain Victory. Find an easier way to find it, I guess. Let's see. Let's just find Captain Victory here. I love Mike's.
That's a great set. Yeah. Oh, I do have Dazzler number 1. Wow.
You?
Yeah. Oh, it's only worth $10. Come on? It should be worth more than $10. It's Dazzler.
Yeah, it's just Dazzler though. Did you say of course, it's just Dazzler. All right, here we go. Captain Victor's Galactic Rangers, November 19th. Yeah, it was after. See, I knew he was right. All right. So they got it. Approx sale date's 1981. So Dazzler's way before it. I always thought it was Madame Xanadu before. Now let me find Madame Xanadu. Isn't this scintillating TV, folks?
This is amazing stuff. Yep. Bunch of comic book nerds.
So definitely wasn't Captain Victory. Number one, the Arch. What the hell you? Hey, what it does that? Let me find Madame Xanadu. Looks like June 19th. This one.
Yeah, I think first issue of Dazzler sold 400,000. That's just because the age and nostalgia, I think.
Yeah. Looks like 1979 that's when Marvel started with the books without UPC codes, but books without codes were only sold to comics house, but not returnable.
Ah, okay.
I thought so, but they're saying that and that's true, by the way. There were books without UPC codes.
Yep. Oh, good night, Steve Mitchum. Hope you're feeling better.
Have a good one, dude. Feel better, buddy. Let's see here. All right. Okay. Madame Xanadu. This was a direct sales as well.
You're not going to sing the Xanadu song, are you, by Olivia Newton-John?
Wish you hadn't tried to tempt me.
Xanadu.
You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Number 1. All Marshall Rogers. Yes, there we go. All right, here we go. Let me see when this came out. Okay. Madam Zen. Oh, it was 81. Okay, that's right. Gotcha. So that's good. So that was later. Superboy Spectacular is the only one that might give it a run for its money. It might be Dazzler #1. Although I'm like a fan of. I think there was stuff before that, and we definitely know. Like I say, I guess I just didn't feel right about them saying it was Captain Victory. I knew that wasn't right. Well, in the sense that it was the first. Okay, here's why Captain Victory is technically the first. Because Pacific Comics, okay, I don't think they mean. I think he should have worded it differently. But they were the first direct sales company, so that's why it was the first direct sales comic, in the sense that it was made just for direct sales and not. Whereas Marvel, Dazzler was for newsstands and comic shops. So technically speaking, they are correct. Pacific Comics was for, and they had a comic. It was basically a comic shop before they became a comic publisher. But Pacific Comics, Captain Victory and his Galactic Rangers #1 is the first direct sales comic, and that it was exclusively direct sales. In other words, it was their whole company. Whereas Marvel made some direct sales stuff, and so did DC, but they still made other stuff. Not the case with Pacific, so I think that's what they mean.
And that Superboy comic you mentioned,
Superboy Spectacular.
No, but what is that like a part of
one
Superboy?
Shot.
Oh, it's just a one shot, just total one shot. Okay, yeah. I'm trying to find.
I used to have it. I think I used to have it. Or maybe I wanted it, and my friend got it. I can't remember now. I think I used to have that. I want it right now, though, for sure.
So it's Superboy Spectacular, right?
Yeah. It has a Ross Andrew cover. JT Kirk says, not sure if you've already covered this. But with the Rippaverse getting over 3.5 million for issue #1 in a week, are you going to read that comic? I certainly plan to read it at some point. I have not ordered it yet. I must admit, I can't really. I mean, it's kind of afford to go for the all-out package or whatever, but I'll get my hands on it as soon as it's possible when they come out. I don't, if he offers it again, or if I know he's got to reprint a bunch more, I think, or keep doing it.
He sold out, or the first?
I don't know. I think he sold out. He's probably going to make a bunch more. I mean, with that much sold, I mean,
well, it's $35. I think the cheapest.
It's $35.
$35, I think, was the cheap, and it's 90 pages, so it's big...
90 pages. I mean, I'm not saying it's not worth it by any stretch of the imagination, but it still takes getting used to the buying a trade paperback or a hardcover is one thing, and I don't usually drop $35 on those either. I used to try to find them cheap, but I can get it sometimes. I can understand if you get an omnibus cheap. This is one comic, and it's 90-something pages, but it's still a comic book. I get annoyed when they're $4.99 and $5, but still, for what he's doing for comics, it's worth it. So I'm not saying that. I plan to get it, and at some point, and I plan to read it. JT. Yeah, it was the first book from a direct sales publisher. Yeah, that's basically that's probably how they probably should have been clarified at D-Bud.
Strictly direct sales, right? Yeah. That was interesting to look at, though, right? Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun times. 35 is a bit steep, but hopefully worth it. I'd be really interested to hear your thoughts. Thank you. Well, I want to hear yours as well. But yes, I will definitely. I definitely want to read it. And I'm just admire so much what he's doing, and love it. I think it's fantastic, and great stuff.
Like, you can't get more successful than that, right? I mean, no wonder. Like, what single issue of comics today sells and makes that much money? I mean, what are comics? I don't even, remember that Indicia? You could see how many, comics would be printed each. It's like you'd wait for that. I'd love reading that issue, like, how many it sold. But I wonder what the big best-selling comic of the month is. I wonder.
Well, they won't admit that now.
They publish that stuff now, or do you even know that, or probably not? Right?
I don't think they. I haven't looked at him. You have to tell me. You're the one that has some current comics.
Yeah, I'm gonna look.
So,
I'm
you tell me.
Here.
I mean,
Because I mean, they don't have to publish that stuff anymore, right? I guess they must have taken that out. So let's see. 1980. I found a website. Let's see, 1984. What sold the top 100? Let's see here. How many issues? Let's see here. Secret Wars number 10 now. I'm just trying to see sales. Okay, so they give me don't give me numbers here. I want numbers and how many they sold. Yep. Let's see. Let me go back. Oh, this is just a ranking. Let's see, but 2020. Yeah, because the sales have just got to be just so far down in terms of volume. Unfortunately, I mean, we all love comics, but yeah. So the best this is 2020. Number one. Oh, I just clicked on a month, but Wonder Woman issue 750 sold 160,000 units. Thor, these are number one, sold 158,000. So, I mean, that's those sales are not. I mean, that's nothing compared to. Let me see if I go to like the 80s just to see. They got to have something. Let's see, 1985 March. Let's see if they have any numbers here.
Grim, hey Grim, what's up? Good to see you. By the way, that Superboy Spectacular was made directly. I mean, it was commissioned by a school system and distributed exclusively through comic shops at DC's first direct sales experiment. So it was DC's first direct comic, but it was mainly a bunch of reprints anyway. But it was very tough. I mean, it's probably not worth anything now, but it was very tough to find for a while back then.
Just because it's limited printing, right? Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I reckon.
Yeah. But anyway, say a comic sold 150,000 units today, right? Which is really, really high, relative to.
Never happened.
Say 150,000
right.
times $4 each. That's $600,000. So,
yeah,
compared to so for a Ripa to sell, what's he at 3.5 right now, or
3.5 million? That's unreal. So it's fantastic. I love it.
So in 2020, let's see, how much did comics? I think comics sold $280 million dollars. The whole, so think of that as a percentage. So that's quite a bit. So yeah, 2020, 285 million. So 3 million is in 3.5 million. So that's a significant amount out of that. If you're comparing,
that's 38,965 copies purchased. Not bad for a non-mainline comic, huh?
Yeah.
And again, but obviously, again, it's a high price. Not only that, though, they had a bunch of special packages and things where you get a bunch of stuff and perks, and they got don't they have like $85 things you can, levels and tiers and all that stuff. The difference is it's not crowdfunded. He printed this on his own, and with his own money, in his own pocket, which is just phenomenal. I have nothing against the crowdfunding people, but I like what he's doing better. I mean, obviously, not everyone can do that, though.
You like the crowdfunding, or you don't?
No, I can understand that why people would have to do it, but I kind of like the way he's doing it.
Yeah.
I prefer a business to be a business, and you put out money, you take a chance. But but at a time when comics had just people who could afford to do that, the big companies were screwing everybody over. The crowdfunded thing, I think, was a good thing to fight back with. So yeah.
Well, then you can also start a business down the road then too. That's your seed money,
right? And then you build it into a business, and they've done that. Like EVS has done that, so it's fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah. Then you start a business. Yeah.
Don't think they publish that now as a postal requirement. It was a postal requirement. They've been out with subscriptions, which I don't believe the publishers do anymore. No, there are no subscriptions anymore. They're all mailed flat. Remember that?
Yep.
That's more copies than what lower tier Marvel tier sold in the 1980s.
Yeah, so I was trying to find some of the numbers.
Back then though, you got canceled if you were selling under 100,000.
Yeah.
When the 80s, I'm talking about the 70s and into the 80s, they did start going down a little bit. But so What are you trying to say there, D. Bud Martin? Are you saying that US won or team or let's see, what's another one? The Human Fly didn't sell? I'm just kidding.
All right.
Oh my goodness, we're counting down. Are we counting
The Orville?
down to something tonight?
Well, counting down to the Batgirl movie premiering. I'm giving
talked
it
about that.
Yeah, I heard that. Yeah, I'm giving it 5 years. So here I got my poor Batgirl there. See, she's all upset. I got my with Cap.
Was she supposed to be Barbara Gordon, but in that stupid?
Well, she was Barbara Gordon and
in the movie, but yeah, I mean she's Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, she's Barbara Gordon
she had that costume, right?
Yeah, that's the new. This is kind of a mix, but the new costume was made for cosplayers, so it was a jacket and pants,
sucks.
And it was they said they specifically designed it for cosplay. I didn't think it looked as bad in the comic, depending on.
In that picture of the girl.
In the picture, it didn't look. In the comic, it looked a little bit. Of course, it depends on who's drawing it too. Obviously, so a lot of the art was pretty crummy. But yeah, so it was. But just think of that. I mean, to take a $90 million loss because you don't. I mean, of course, they said it didn't fit in their plans, but the reality was that movie.
I guess they figured it would have lost even more money,
or would have been just so horrible that because they could have gone to.
It's an embarrassment, yeah.
So I mean, you think the FF Corman movie lost? Imagine that $90 million, and I feel bad for the people in the movie. I mean, you work on a movie and it's never going to even show. I mean, that's why I'm joking, but I think it'll see the light of day, maybe like 5 years or something.
Could be
just hard to believe that you would can something that expensive. Of course, they're talking about doing that with the Flash movie now too.
Now that's the one that deserves it even more, really, just because it's got Ezra Miller in it. Michael Keaton, man, he's not having any good luck, is he?
No, yeah, because he was in Batgirl, I guess. And I was watching Gary today with Chris Gore, and I guess what Chris Gore was saying was actually the Flash movie. People are allegedly, that's what he was saying, was that it's pretty damn good, and that's one of the reasons they're having troubles. I guess unless they recast it and refilm, but that's tough with a major character.
No movie with Ezra Miller, and I don't look. If Ezra Miller didn't do all this horrible shit and was a nice guy, I go on. I would feel bad about saying this, but no movie with him playing Barry Allen is any good because he is the shittiest casting. He might be fine for other things. He's the shittiest casting for Barry Allen you could imagine.
Yep.
No, yeah, we're getting bots. We get the bots all the time there, man. The way it goes, but
yeah, Rob is right. Yeah, hopefully
you think they do something about it. Yeah, but they won't.
Yeah. So J.K. Simmons was actually James Gordon. That's it. So Brandon Fraser was playing Firefly. Right. So you got some big name cast members in this movie. I don't know how much Keaton was going to be in it. I'm guessing just a small cameo, but who knows? Yeah.
But yeah, it's just she looks terrible. I mean, she's a good-looking girl. I mean, I'm saying,
she's gorgeous.
Costume looks stupid.
She's gorgeous. Yeah.
Girl's beautiful. It's still it's a dumb screw. It's a stupid race change thing where no ginger again, and it's just imagine how bad this thing must have tested for this to happen, because they usually just do it and release crap whether it tests bad or not. They just push stuff back. I mean, they might have said we're pushing it back. Like usually they would make some kind of excuse and push it back a little bit. Like, well, we've got more work to do, and they might reshoot things or change some things. But no, he's just saying, what's his face? Zaslav or whatever. He said, nah, I don't think we're going to put this on the shelf and let it rot. And it sucks. Of course, he's a dumbass on some stuff too. I mean, he's the one that said that when people, he said that people have tried to talk him into doing like Batman Beyond, and he thinks it's a stupid idea. Now, look, I'm not the biggest Batman Beyond guy like a lot of people. It's okay. I like it. It's fine. I mean, I'm sorry. I didn't watch it much when it first came on. I was like, I don't care about this concept. I didn't like Spider-Man 29.9 comic. But eventually I watched it, and yeah, it's okay. I like the old Bruce stuff more than anything else. I don't really like Batman Beyond's costume that much. But the point is, it's very popular. And I've heard, I can't tell you how many people I hear stream, and I know it's anecdotal, but how many people I hear say things like, man, Keaton is perfect now to play old Bruce Wayne in a Batman, Beyond type thing. I hear constantly fans are saying they want a Batman Beyond movie. Well, so people seem to want that, you jackass. So I don't know, but he is doing something pretty great here. But I've seen a couple of people who aren't even like geeks, like who do other things like comment on politics or whatever, reporting this and saying a movie I didn't want to see till they put it on the shelf. Now I actually want to see it.
You want to see how bad it was?
Because they're saying how bad it. Yeah, I want to see because it's a. Yes, Ezra, we all get that thing. You're right, but everyone's just saying they want to see a movie because they're saying part of his problem was that it's a bunch of woke crap. I don't know if Zaslav, maybe Zaslav is one that's read.
Well,
the
they'll
tea
never
leaves and
admit
doesn't
that
like
though.
that stuff. But
they'll never say that on the company line.
That's a complaint, though.
Oh yeah, I've heard that, but I'm saying the company would never in a million years admit that. They would, but that's what they're saying. It just didn't fit our corporate plans. It's like, gee, I wish I had 90. And it's saying it's 70. It's got to be more. It's got to be more like 90. That I've read. Just throw away that much money because they know it would damage the property. That's the problem. So maybe a movie's mediocre. It's one thing, but it's got to be damaging to the DC property and to the Batman family too, because otherwise they would just put it on HBO Max and
right.
Let it ride there, and so it's obviously got to be really, really subpar. And like you said, the costume was not good. I mean, they in the comic, they didn't do a good job translating it. She doesn't look, sexy in any way, as gorgeous as she is.
Is she Barbara? Is she Barbara?
She's Barbara Gordon, yeah.
Again,
yeah.
Not Oracle. She's Barbara.
Not Oracle. Yeah, of course. The first Batgirl on Batman 66. Wowzers! So
she's my first love in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Linrod, no, look, I like Batman Beyond just fine. I'm saying, but he says that was probably in their target demo. Yeah, I mean, look, no, it's cool, man. I like the show. I love Batman animated series a lot. So, I'm just saying, I didn't really watch it much at first. I wasn't that interested. And when I finally, I think, many years ago now, I saw like the first season set for like $10 at Best Buy. I picked it up. Said, let me watch it, and then I liked it.
Check it out.
Yeah. I thought it was pretty damn good. And of course, that Justice League episode that tied into it. So, no, I like Batman Beyond perfectly fine. What I'm saying is, a lot of people truly love it and would like to see a movie done on that. They were talking last night when we were on with I was on with Tom on Mead, and people were asking the panelists, which characters you need to want to see movies. And I think, I'm burned out of Batman movies. I'm tired of them. I love Batman. God knows I love him. I don't really need any more Batman movies. Stop.
I'd love to see Batman on TV, actually. Just like Star Trek, I'd love to see like a detective weekly Batman show, which they could do. They could do with the tech they have today. But when we got that with the Batman animated series.
Well, I don't like the Batman much, and now we're going to get more of that crap. So that's what I'm saying.
I mean, I really like the Batman, but I'd like to see another different take on the character too. But if you had Batman on TV, I think that would be just phenomenal. Just to have
again in a better age when it's done right, but they won't.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. The Batman works better as an episodic character for me. And Batman animated series prove that. Yeah, and there's another thing. We live in a time. Can you believe we live in a time, by the way, where we're allegedly getting a new Batman the Animated Series by Bruce Timm, and I'm not looking forward to it because they're going to ruin it.
That's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
that is not here anymore. Yep.
Inconceivable.
I think you do not know the meaning of the word.
Yeah, I don't think it means what you think it means. But yeah, so because he's going to rule, Bruce Timm is going to wokify it. JT Kirk says, I'd love to see a Batman movie that doesn't fall into the same BS trap as of all the Marvel movies where you just reboot the origin story to death. Just do a Batman movie without all the background. Like we always say, like a Batman in his prime or something. Yeah, I mean, everyone says it. I know Gary likes to say that a lot, and I agree with him. I've said that for years myself. Just start in the middle, start with a Batman story, but no.
Well, at least the Batman, you didn't get the origin story again, thank God.
No. I think the DC character Manhunter would make a good movie. Any version. Yeah, I was just odd that you mentioned that, Wagner, because the other day when my good buddy J-Man and I reviewed Batman 321, because Walt Simonson, who did the art on that one as well, I told him a little bit about the classic Manhunter series, which was in the back of Detective Comics in like from 73 on up, like maybe like 7 issues or so. It became written by Archie Goodwin. It became one of the most acclaimed comics of its era. They've since done some compilations of that. And it's a great comic. It's the Paul Kirk Manhunter, based on the Kirby Golden Age version, but they updated him, of course. But still, it's Paul Kirk, and that's a great comic. And it's funny you mentioned that. DC character Manhunter would be interesting to do. It's funny how the more obscure ones work better. For example, in adaptations in media, the Human Target TV series by Fox a few years ago was fantastic. Man, God, I love that show. And it got canceled too damn early. Did you see that show?
I've seen a few episodes of it. Yep. That was good. Yep.
I had to buy a boot of it because they didn't put the second season out.
Yeah, it's only the first season. Yeah, I was looking for that, and it was only the first season. Yeah.
That show's terrific. Is it much like the comic? No, granted, but it's great.
The actors are great on that.
So you got that guy Mark. I forget the guy's name, Mark something. But you got the guy who plays Christopher Chance, and you got Shy McBride, and you've got Jackie Earle Haley is fantastic on that show. Man, he's a great character. And I just love it. It was so much fun. And of course, word got back to them at Fox that I was loving it. This is 2011 or whatever. Yeah, 2011, 2012. They go, wait, just hold up on them horses, boy. Who likes it now? Oh, well, it's dead meat, this show. And each episode was like a mini movie, almost like the action was spectacular. But had great stories and great characters as well. And great, just amazing stuff. God, it was mini action movies. It was so cool.
Yeah, well, that's what happens. Yep. When was Firefly? What year was Firefly? When did that get?
2002.
Okay, so that was another painful.
I love Firefly.
That was another show that didn't get a chance. Yeah.
I have not gone back and from 2002 up to about like 2010 or whatever. I don't know. I was one of those part of that movement that the online movement that got noisy about getting the movie made, Serenity. And for years, man, I went to to cons. There wasn't a lot of Firefly was not big yet, and eventually we get Serenity in 2005. And I went to see that 10 times in the theater. I don't know, and though I hated the ending because I hated what they did to Wash, but I just. Man, I used to, before there were DVDs of it, I recorded it on my VHSs, the 11 episodes that were shown here now, and wore out those tapes, then wore out the DVDs. I got a Blu-ray set, and now I have not watched it in about 12 years.
Wow.
70s, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, that 70s rock fan. And so I haven't watched Firefly. I mean, again, after watching it so many times, I could quote it backwards and forwards. Around 2010 or whatever, I don't know particular reason. I just haven't watched it since in about 10, 12 years.
How many episodes are there? 14 or
14 in the movie.
The movie, right? Yep.
Yeah.
That's what my memory worked.
There were 3 that didn't air here, right?
Yeah, and then you had to wait till watch them on the DVD, right? So there's 11 on there. Yep.
We were at Dragon Con one year because by the way, they aired in Europe. I mean, I think they aired in the UK, but not here.
Yeah.
And we knew that. We're hearing things. This is before the DVD.
And you couldn't, back in the day, there were today there's certain ways you could find things, shall we say, but not today. Yeah.
Well, we were at Dragon Con.
I mean, not back then, sir.
And at Dragon Con, we were told that that Saturday night, or was it that Friday night, whatever night it was, they were going to show an unseen episode in one of the unaired episodes here at a showing in one of the video rooms. And so it was going to be late at night. And I stayed at a friend's house.
Nuts, right? Yeah.
Well, I stayed at a friend's house. Yeah, but we were staying at a friend's house all the time. We were like 40 minutes away, but I drove back to the hotel anyway. We went there and couldn't wait. I mean, I was going to get to see a Firefly that I'd never seen before. and this was 2003 or 4, whatever, 2003 or 4, somewhere in there. And I go in there, and someone says, "No, they don't have it." What? They're not going to show it. Man, I was freaking pissed. Not just because we weren't getting to see it. We drove all the way, almost an hour today. It's like, are you freaking crazy? Man, I got so mad. I walked up, I punched the wall outside the video room, and they probably heard it because it was like the Incredible Hulk punching. It was the thing actually punching something. Sorry, everyone.
Serenity
I was mad. Boy, I was so pissed off. I don't even know.
So did you clobber someone or just the wall?
Oh, I was mad, but they heard me. I mean, I said, why'd you put this out there? Then and it probably was some jackass that just didn't want to had it, but wasn't afraid to show it. I don't know. They said they don't have it. Why is this announced?
Like a rights issue? Or
I wasn't the only one there pissed off either.
Yeah.
Your old toys. What's up?
It's one thing if it's during the con or something, or you went and we decide we can't show it. And but
to drive all the way back, oh my god, man, I was gonna say, and it wasn't just like a year or so later that the DVD set came out, and we're all on there. Right. And there were 3 episodes that were not aired, were Trash, The Message, and Heart of Gold. Those episodes. Why am I remembering that? Because I haven't watched the show in 12 years. And I remember, never forget, that show was the Pain of Firefly was during that, first decade or so of its existence, when you thought you kept getting teased that they may come back.
Yeah.
Plus, there was another problem. Anybody that you mouthed off to about how great the show was would get it, and then they would become just as painful, have the same pain you do. You're never going to get any more. I remember I get this call from a buddy of mine a few years after I've been telling him about the show. He says, he's got this like monotone voice. "I'm gonna frickin' kill you." So they didn't say
maybe watch it.
I said, "What do you mean? What are you talking about?" Call me out of the blue, right? "You, my goddamn brother, and I'm gonna kill both of you." I said, "What do you mean?" "I finally watched Firefly." I said, "So you didn't like it?" "Oh god damn it, I loved it, and it's not up. It ends like, gee, son of a bitch. Now I'm in pain, man. It's over."
Right.
I'm like, "Feel my pain." He said, "Mother, this sucks, man." I said, "Would you rather have never watched it?"
Yeah, it never existed.
Because see, that's what I hate. I love the movie, but he killed Wash. Killing Wash, and the jackass Joss Whedon finally admitted that killing Wash was stupid.
Did he do it just to add some finality to the show, maybe?
He did it. There's one of the second Serenity Blu-rays. I have a special edition DVD, and then I got the Blu-ray. One of them has a special commentary track with 5 of them from the show are doing it, including Whedon. And Whedon is talking about some kind of mess where, because even Alan Tudyk's there, and he's pissed that he got killed. Alan Tudyk, I've seen him. We've seen all of them at cons. I've seen almost every one of them at a con. They all talk about, "I didn't want to kill his character. I didn't." He's basically
because it's always nicer to you imagine the character living a happy life.
If you're not gonna, one thing if he lasted 3 or 4 years and they kill him in a later season, and you got a lot of time, but he only had 14 episodes in a movie. So anyway, Whedon said his reason was, and this is so stupid. He says, "Well, if I didn't kill somebody, this movie wouldn't have had as much of a dramatic effect. You wouldn't believe it." I said, "So what you're saying is Star Wars in 77 would have been so much better if Chewbacca would have ended up with a pole up his ass, with a telephone pole killing him. If they killed Chewbacca, everyone would love that movie more or something. They killed Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah, but you already killed Shepard Book. It's a shame. But then it's like, that's exactly what it was. That'd be like you kill Obi-Wan, then you go kill Chewbacca. No. The death of Obi-Wan fit the story. The death of Shepard Book, which was a shame, at least it worked. I don't like it. But he kills Shepard Book, then he kills Wash. "I'm a leaf on the wind. Here, watch me. See me. Oh." And he gets a telephone pole in his up his ass, man. It sucks. Blessed Valley Picker, what's up?
Hey, Pleasant Valley.
If they reboot Firefly, there's going to be some trouble. I'm not going to stand for it.
Yeah, no, they wouldn't. Hopefully not. Yeah. But I don't know if we're going to cut out for the Orville, but I do have an enabling thing to share. So let me share that.
Go ahead, then we're going to get out of here.
So
don't worry. We talked a lot. We talked a lot of Jack Kirby earlier. For those who are showing up late. But anyway, Your old Troy says, I am a Star Wars mega fan. Well, good. That's good. I am too, at least the old stuff there. So what you got?
All right, so if you want to pop that on, yeah. All right, so this is enabling, and I get a chance to do a video on this. Say Batman the Animated Series, another Mondo poster, which I love these Mondo posters. A lot. There's a lot wrong with me. So it's on Thursday, August 4th, 11 a.m. Central Time. The drop at mondoshop.com. So this, I should let me zoom out just a smidgen here. Oh, wrong side. So that looks like a pretty damn cool poster, don't you think?
That's nice. Robin's Reckoning is a great episode. It's a two-parter.
So 18 by 24, limited edition of 200. So it's not as big as that huge poster that you got of the thing. And it's $50. Okay, so it's a little bit cheaper because it's not as big. So that's 200 edition. And then they got the blue one. I don't know which one I like better, the blue or the red. This one is 120, much less.
Let me see the red one.
The red is like nice that one better. That's the costume from the show.
Yeah, it's got black and red. I like that one better.
And this is more nice, black and white. I guess this is supposed to evoke the Batman blue and
but
gray.
I guess the other one. It's more Robin.
Yeah. Yeah, they're both excellent. That's excellent design. Yeah,
beautiful.
And the trapeze, of course. Yep. So
nice stuff.
Yeah. Yep. So you can, and then there's the Joker. So I think that's just got the Joker here. So that one's pretty damn cool too. That's the Last Laugh, 18 by 24, 250. So you got that one in green. I think I go with the green one with that one.
Green I think I'm with you there. And then again, the red one's all right, but maybe purple would have been better than red. But the green,
Joker. You got the purple with the green versus the
You can see, you can see.
And then this one is Joker's Wild poster. Yeah, 225.
That's cool.
That's a cool.
That was a great episode, by the way.
And so you got two different colors of that one. I like that one better, the top one, I guess. But this one's good too. Yep. So if you want, you can sign up for that. I'll put the link in the chat. So that's Mondo
nice.
Shop.
I like it.
So that's it. Yep.
I like it a lot. Well, everyone, Orville last episode time.
Hopefully it's gonna be gooder.
Yeah, I'm concerned. Thank you.
No idea what it's about.
You are the man. Thank you. I would have damn forgotten that poll. And Mark's no use. He would have forgotten it too.
Yeah, what good am I? Come on.
What good am I?
I forgot last time, yeah.
Oh my God. Damn, what good are you if you can't remember shit when I forget?
Yeah, I know. There's too many comic books in my brain.
So you're not old enough to forget stuff like I am. I got how many years on you? I got at least 4 years on you. 4 or 5 years,
yeah. So half a decade.
You're a youngster.
And Old Toys and Lenrod like the posters. Yep. So yeah, that's the link there. You can sign up for that Mondo drop so they email you. But
nice.
they're high quality. They're high quality
framed,
too.
Yeah.
They're not cheap prints. Yep.
All right, let's see. Up and
40 votes. We got 40 votes.
Okie doke. That's a lot of votes. He should be president. Okay. All right. The question was, my dear friends, what is your favorite of these Jack Kirby team comics? Fantastic Four, X-Men, Avengers, or Challengers of the Unknown. At 60% in first place is, of course, my beloved Fantastic Four. In second place, the X-Men place at 25%, and at only 12% for the Earth's Mightiest Heroes, the Avengers. That is a shocker. And the poor old Challengers of the Unknown at least got some love, and then that was zero like somebody was last time. So somebody
eight votes, right?
I don't know.
2% is right. 8 divided by 40. Right. So
did they get 8 votes?
Yeah. Oh no, that's 20%. 20%. Yep. No, that's 2 votes. Two votes. 2 votes. Yep.
Well, that's a fair cop. It's better than getting zero. Because I just threw that in there as a weird one there. So FF wins. Yay, FF. So, thank you so much, D-Bud, for riding with that. Thank you, everyone. Let me do my show notes. We'll get out of here tomorrow night. Same clubby time. Same clubby channel. Clubby's Clubhouse is open. Our wonderful first officer, the extraordinary and magnificent Raquel Briggs will be here with us, as will the gentleman who was here with me, Mark D with AC, our chief engineer, to bring you some. Well, we'll review the last Orville episode, I guess, and then we'll. Yep. I'll definitely do some Kirby-ing for you. Don't get me wrong, but we'll also have all kind of stuff. It's Jack Kirby month, folks, so we'll definitely do some Kirby-ing. Then Friday morning, I will be on 8 a.m. Central Standard Time on the Great Stone Loki's channel, my good buddy Loki, for reviewing the final episode of the Orville. And then Friday night on the Comic Shop Talk with the great Nick Weiser. We'll be on the great Nick Weiser's channel. I will be hanging out there. We're continuing our 3-part review of the Man Called Nova, the Bronze Age classic from 1976 on up, and we're going to review the first 12 issues or whatever, or 13 or whatever it is. We'll have 5 issues for you this week. And then Saturday night Star Trek. We are continuing our ongoing mission of reviewing Deep Space Nine. 4 more episodes for you with my wonderful first officer, Raquel. And so that is that. Until then,
move along home. Wow.
You can't wait. I know.
Awesome.
Maybe we may see some Clobberin. And so, and by the way, did you look at that? I got an alarm going on. Huh?
Yeah, that's telling you to watch Move Along Home.
Yeah, I already watched. Too much. So, by the way, do you still want to? Is Monday good for you for that? This Man, this monster. We'll do it the week before after that.
Let me check my calendar and I will get back to you.
Okay.
I might be away that I gotta check the calendar. No problem.
Yep. We got plenty of time. Got a whole month. Anyway, so all right, everyone. So Monday will be something. I myself will do something Kirby-ish, of course, Monday. And so Mark D has some final words to say. And,
thank you. Yep, thank you for having me. As always, great time. Great hanging with everyone in the chat tonight. Awesome chat as always. And just I hope, fingers crossed, the Orville episode is good, and we'll catch you on the Clubhouse. And I'm gonna do a Captain America action figure video. I almost got to record it today, but I didn't get to it with that new Cap Marvel Legends figure. But fingers crossed Orville's good. So we, at least if it's the last episode of the series,
we'll see.
Ends on a good note. We'll see what happens. I'm predicting if they end if they might do a time jump. If it turns out to be the last episode, but that's just me. When they do the fast forward.
Well, yes, indeed. D-Bud Martin on Nick's show Friday night. I think it's at 8:30 p.m. Friday night. I'm not sure. Man Called Nova issues 5 through 9. Looking forward to it, and it was cool having D-Bud there hanging out with us reviewing it. So a lot of fun, and looking forward to that. So, and then of course Sunday Night Geekery.
Yep.
Right.
Yeah,
that's all on tap.
Yep, we're on. Yep, that's on tap. Yep. Talking a lot of Batgirl.
10 Eastern. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's see here. With us tonight is, let's see. I want to thank, of course, everyone. We'll shout everybody out properly tomorrow night, but I want to thank the Wrenchers. Thank you, D-Bud. Thank you, Chris Persia and the great Eric K. JT Kirk, thank you for being here. Your Old Toys, thank you. Did Minimus pop in earlier? I think Steve mentioned Pleasant Valley Picker. JT Kirk, I think I said sorry. Dave, Rob Altus, thank you so much. Wagner, Joe's Atmosphere, Linrod, Phantom Outsider. Who else was here? That 7 A's Rock fan. You need to come on hang with us on one of these nights, buddy. I know you're busy. You ain't got enough going on, but Mando Mark. We'll get everyone. Grim was here as well. Yeah.
Yep.
I'm not sure who else.
You said Rob Altus, right? Yep.
I did. Rob Altus.
Yep.
Hey.
Yep. I can't remember. And
I
just posted Nerdporial is going to have his instant reaction show, and I may or may not hop on there. I guess he's going to have revolving guests, or I don't know if you're going to go.
I didn't mention it to me. Keely Chow, Roll Tide. I hope I got everybody. Oh, Dadman was here, brother. Dadman, thank you, buddy. Yeah. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for the great Cardinal Sin for your contributions. You're too kind, sir. Thank you. Appreciate you so much. And
Andy Masterson.
the great Andy Masterson was here, bro. Hey, man. Yep. Again, thank you, Dad, man, for the contribution. By the way, Ezra Goldstein, thank you. The great Decepticon was here, buddy. Thank you, and thanks to you, J-Man, my friend. Appreciate you so much. And shout out to anyone, by the way, who was out there listening on on a download or a repeat or however you want to call it. I really appreciate you doing that. Thank you so much. Pat S was here, by the way, our good buddy Pat S. And anyone who was lurking, that Monkey Jeebus was here. I hope I got everybody. I always think JD Lewis.
Lurkers are good. Yep.
JD Lewis. I always think I got everybody, and then boom, So what do I know? But thank you all so much for being here with us tonight. I truly appreciate it, and I just want to make sure. I hate missing anyone, you know that. But anyway, if we miss anyone, we'll try to shout them out again tomorrow. You're all fantastic. Yes, have a great remainder of your evening, and continue to celebrate Jack Kirby month. And enjoy these fine messages before we get out of here. Take care, everyone.
Take care, everyone.
Clobberin, clobberers. Thank you for joining us, Your Old Toys.
What about you?
What about me?
Why don't you go?
You are expendable.
And you're not?
No, I'm not. I am not expendable, I'm not stupid, and I'm not going.